We are really fortunate in Plano that we have a pretty robust set of offerings. We offer sign language, Chinese, French, German, Latin, and Spanish. And I'm very, very proud to say that in the Metroplex and maybe even in the whole state, we do foreign languages differently.
The wonderful thing about learning languages is that there are so many things that apply to learning, that if you're learning one language, you can apply that to learning another language. So in our department, I would say at my school as well as on the district level, we share a lot of ideas with each other.
Now we have an environment in which teachers can collaborate across languages.
We can just use the similar PowerPoint or something from Spanish or French, then we will change it to Chinese. We can learn from each other.
When you learn a language, you learn another way of thinking. You learn another perspective. You learn about another culture. And it makes you see your own differently.
I chose French because my mom and my grandparents speak French, and I travel in the summer to places where they speak French, and I just wanted to get into the language a little more.
It's the everyday life. It's the culture with the small c. You know, how do they eat meals? How does the family work? Public transportation.
But more than that, you know, it really allows you to talk to people of different cultures, different backgrounds, which I just think in itself, you learn a lot from talking to people who are different from you.
The funnest part is when they've come in and say, "Profe, you'll never guess what, but I was at work and there was this person who only spoke Spanish, and my boss was like, 'Does anybody know Spanish in here?' I do." And so I had to do it, and I didn't understand everything, but I was able to help them, and it's so awesome because I think they feel so good because they were able to actually use something that they learned in school. They were able to use it in their workplace, and also able to help people.
In fact, one time during a volleyball game, we had a deaf ref, and me and one of my other friends who also knows sign language, we helped like talk and interpret a little bit.
The fact that they're taking those risks on their own without having me forcing them, you know, to do them or drilling them, is probably one of the most rewarding and exciting parts of my job, is to hear that's happening.
World language classes are the place for student-centered instruction. For us, we really concentrate, particularly in introductory levels, on student-to-student interaction, student-to-student conversation.
They have to hear the language all the time to be able to absorb the language. And you can never do enough listening. You really can't.
Let's use the language. Let's speak the language. You might mess up. You might not say everything perfectly the first time, or it might take a year, 2 years, 3 years before you can really get to be able to say things with accuracy, but that's okay.
I try to use Chinese in the most of my class time because I think for some students, maybe this is the only time they can learn how to say or listen to Chinese.
I mean, I want them to speak with me and I want them to listen to me, but I want them to listen to each other and speak with each other. And you just can never do too much of that to give them the confidence that they need.
We have to use Chinese to go everywhere. If we want to go to the bathroom, we have to like say it in Chinese, like, 我可以去厕所吗? That's, can I go to the bathroom, please?
I think our parents understand how valuable learning another language is in order to make our kids college ready. You know, most colleges have a 2-year or a 3-year requirement for college entrance. So we're fortunate we have this practice and this culture in Plano that encourages students to take languages.
Learning a second language for our students in particular to be 21st century learners is absolutely vital. We are a global community, and learning German in particular is a resume differentiator.
A lot of them want to go into either international relations, international business, or even if a lot of them want to be doctors, lawyers, and they just know that their whole clientele can be so much bigger by knowing another language. If there were a student who were contemplating taking a language or not, I would say definitely go for it. Just get in there and listen and soak it up, because little by little you'll learn, and before you know it, the things that all sounded like gibberish to you will start to make sense. And there'll be that time where all of a sudden you'll realize, wow, I understand. Wow, I can speak. It's exciting, and I think languages are for everybody.